and I think he's handled it well. We got a really talented young group of receivers there that got a chance to showcase their skills in the bowl game, and certainly have had a really good spring and look forward to big things this season.
Second row on your right.
Welcome to the Put On Waivers Media Group, home of the Put On Raiders podcast and the Student Body Right podcast. This is your place for the best breakdowns and the best insight for those who fight on and bleed silver and black. Now, here are your hosts, Dwayne Douglas and Ryan Holmes.
Welcome, everybody, to the glorious episode of the Student Body Right USC podcast. I'm your host, Dwayne Douglas, and as always, I am podcasting on the beautiful shores of the Pacific Ocean. Beautiful day out here in Southern California. PORSBR is my Twitter handle. And of course, you can check us out there. The text line, all those things like that. Drop your questions in there. I'll do a mailbag show later in the week to answer some of your questions about the upcoming USC season. I don't know how many days it's going to be. I think it's 37 days now. It's going pretty quickly now. We have Evan Desai, who is always a welcome contributor to the show. How you doing today, Evan?
I'm chilling, man. I'm missing football, to be honest. I really am. There's a lot of talk about USC. It's media day, all that. I just want the season to be here already.
My only thing about football season that I don't love is that from the time the first ball is kicked off, it's New Year's. That part, that it's over. I mean, the year just goes by so quick, and I'm a summer bum. I kind of like the summer a lot. So yeah. So as far as that goes. But it's interesting because I don't think, because the media, Big Ten Media Day is this week. It just still feels weird to say Big Ten Media Day and refer to USC. I don't think Lincoln Riley is going to be talking about the SEC though, right? Some folks like Paul Feinbaum like to talk about Lincoln Riley and SEC all the time. I think he's found his niche. I thought he was eviscerated by Lane Kiffin the other day. I don't know if you saw that one.
Yeah.
But but I think he's found what he's good at, and just talking misinformation and stuff like that about USC.
No, I mean, Paul Feinbaum, he's been pretty horribly wrong about a couple of USC head coaches. Obviously, Lane Kiffin was someone he was really wrong about. And let's not forget, I mean, when Ed Orgeron was at Ole Miss, he called him the worst head coach in college football. And ended up winning a national championship. I don't think that Ed Orgeron's a great coach, but I thought he did a good job at USC, did a good job for a couple years at LSU, won a title. I mean, I expect Paul Feinbaum to be wrong, of course, for a third straight time about a USC head coach, especially with him saying he'll be fired after this year. So, again, I'm just waiting for the season. I want to see it all play out. I think it'll go a little bit better than what Paul Feinbaum thinks it'll go.
I think the next to come to kind of double back and be and then this is where the TV stuff works, right? Because I used to work at ESPN. So this is where a producer comes into your head now and says, hey, we gained some traction with that USC comment you made. So let's double back and say that Deion Sanders would be a perfect fit to replace Lincoln Riley if he was to lose his job as far as that goes. I just think, number one is SC on, I don't know, $70 million to buy out. I don't know about that one. I think he's doing his shtick thing. It is what it is. I know SC fans really get annoyed and all kind of up in arms about Paul Feinbaum, but you got to understand, he is all about the SEC. And I think honestly, I don't know if it's all SEC. I really think that it's about Bama for him. Just anytime he has, there's nothing ever bad to say about Bama. I think that if we could kind of hack into those bank accounts, might be a couple checks in there for Bama, but yeah, it's all about Bama for him, and as far as that goes, Big Ten Media Day starts. But by the time this airs, USC will have Mayheim and Miller Moss, and I forgot who else is going. One defensive player is going too as well. But this is a great opportunity for USC to kind of put themselves on the stage here. I think also like maybe hopefully this is the last time they have it in Indianapolis because I mean they need to move this thing to Vegas or somewhere else, somewhere nice. Come on, I got here. You had the Ducks put in there. I guess in the lake they put a giant duck in the lake. I don't know if you saw that thing too as well.
Yeah.
That's just hey, Daddy got money, Uncle Phil got money, so you gotta do what you gotta do. What are your thoughts about just things surrounding a media day for USC here?
I think when it comes to USC, it's just about ignoring the noise, ignoring this Paul Feinbaum stuff, Deion Sanders stuff. I mean, about the
Yeah.
Deion thing just real fast. Like Paul Feinbaum was the one who, like, what, a week or two ago was talking about how Deion is such a disappointment and all Colorado is just like a circus or whatever he was saying. And it's all just Deion's name and his image and all that stuff. It's not actual, his performance on the field as a coach. I mean, he just kind of talks, I think not to like be, discriminatory, but he's an older man. I think it might kind of be coming to the end of his career. As you mentioned, some checks, possibly getting distributed to Paul Feinbaum from Alabama.
Hold on. Allegedly.
No, yeah, I mean, we know Alabama likes to hand out checks, so that very well could be happening. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just about kind of ignoring the noise if you're Lincoln Riley, if you're any of the players, really, sticking to what Big Ten Media Day is supposed to be about. There's plenty to talk about when it comes to USC, not only for, the outlook on the season, the question marks they have, the answers that Lincoln Riley's coaching staff hires hope to answer, but also just a lot going on as far as moving into a new conference. There's a lot going on in college football in general when it comes to tougher schedules with the new conferences and a different playoff format, everything. And there's plenty that USC can talk about and give the media a lot to talk about, while also kind of ignoring the noise that's kind of coming from SEC country and just kind of coming, from some strange sources in general. People that really didn't have much to say about USC in the past. Now they're experts. I think USC needs to focus on being experts about what they're doing and staying focused on their goals for media day and into camp.
Yeah, I would not. If I was like I said, they are fully focused, ready to go on the season. I think that like I said, they're 22. I think Tim Pegley could kind of coin this, but they're 22 against anybody else's 22. I'm good with as far as that goes. It's just the depth part of it for USC, right? If they can somehow get some of these freshmen, the Cardinal Joneses, people like that, like they need some people on that defensive line to kind of get going to help out, so Bear Alexander can actually be Bear Alexander. It'd be nice to see Bear Alexander actually be Bear Alexander. As far as that goes. Let's just we'll have time enough to kind of preview all the position groups, but let's start with the one group that I think that probably is one of the most exciting groups, and that's receiver. The receiver, we'll just throw tight ends in there as well. This team has an opportunity to really be like just fantastic, as we all know, as far as Lincoln Riley and offense goes. But what about this receiving core that you like so much going forward to this season?
Well, I think it's kind of exciting because it's deep, which is something we talked about. We don't really have with some positions, particularly on defense. But it's also really young, and there's a lot of talent. There were some guys that got run last year, whether that was the blowouts in the first half of the season or the bowl game, obviously in the postseason. And I think, like, for instance, like Deuce Robinson, people don't realize he actually was a third leading receiver from USC last year. So people they think of, kind of the more flashy names, I guess you could say, like, they remember Zach Branch, who obviously I think is, the best receiver on this team. But like they think about, Jacoby Lane, who's, another great prospect, another great talent. But they kind of think about what he did in the bowl game. They don't kind of remember just how talented Deuce Robinson is, how versatile he is, the size, the speed, the athleticism, all of that, coming together for a great combination as both the receiver and that kind of Drake London kind of hybrid tight end receiver role. And obviously Zach Branch, I don't really have to explain much as far as, his performance goes and as far as his talent goes. The breakaway speed's about as good as it gets. He's got hands. He's elusive. He knows how to make a man miss. He knows how to make a man miss without trying to do too much as well. And he knows how to run north and south in those situations. And obviously, like I mentioned, Jacoby Lane, obviously, huge body, at least when it comes to, the length. I mean, you kind of saw him bullying guys in that Louisville defense in the back of the end zone. mean, I had those touchdowns. Like you could tell, he's just taller than everybody. He's just bigger than everybody. So he's a guy that's really exciting to see. And obviously, Mekhi Lemon's a guy with a lot of talent as well. And he showed out in the bowl game as well. And the crazy thing about it is, like, I haven't even mentioned like Kyron Ware-Hudson, who's also a good player. Has been a good player in this offense before. And a little transfer action from Kyle Ford, who's been a good player in this offense before too. So, I mean, I have every reason to expect a lot from this receiver room because it's.
Yeah, it's really talented. It looks really well. It looks really like a well-oiled machine ready to go. I do like it depends on like I do want to see what they do with the tight end situation. I'm used to seeing maybe I got a little bit as far as like I just love watching Mark Andrews play at Oklahoma. That I want to see there's some tight end action here at USC. I think it's something that really with all the offensive speedsters and like dynamic pieces they have on the outside. I think they could definitely do something special here with as far as the tight end. If there should be some spots open for McCree, some spots open for Tabarucci, and then I guess Joey Olson's there as well. I mean, I don't know if some of the younger guys gonna be ready. What's the guy Ryder Lyons is the quarterback. Walker Lyons is the tight end coming back from a Mormon mission. So we'll see if he could do anything. I know people are talking about Brock Bowers type ability with him. So if you can, I mean, like the weapons are there. The weapons are really there for FC. Kind of going over as far as Deuce Robinson goes, looking for him to keep making that jump. He's not a guy who is I don't view him as a contested catch guy, but he should be with that height. So I think that's something that you could see there. Jacoby Lane's his body transformation has been incredible. If you look at his work with Benny Wiley, I stood next to him in the during the Liberty Bowl, the Holiday Bowl, and he looked like first year Kevin Durant as far as body build, right? But now he's cut up, he's ready to go, and he is physically as dynamic as any receiver on this team. Mekhi Lemon is going to be. I think watching him block just reminded me of Sun God. He really does. He's one of the players that just reminds me of him because he just is a tough son of a gun, man. Like you do not want to be messing around with him. As far when USC wants to run to the edge and they have him blocking, he did a really good job in that Holiday Bowl. Zachariah is interesting, and I say he's interesting for a lot of ways because like how much he's very important. How much do you want to use him? Because they need him for the whole season. Like they kind. I mean, like you want to use him because you can't just like sit there and just make a decoy thing. But you need him on special teams. You need him in the regular offense. He does so many different things for you. His presence on the field alone. I mean, it's like it's like a little bit of Tyreek Hill ability there, and you want to make sure you can kind of capture all that and encapsulate all that in the game without the overuse part of it. Like, and I think as people say, overuse, he's like 20 years old. Overuse because I mean, like you can't have him miss games. Like, I mean, he really the offense changes dramatically when he's off the field. I don't think they have that burner type who is just like, he's just you can't you just once he catches the football and you're the opponent, you just close your eyes and just hope he falls down. Like or he just runs out of bounds, or you have somebody, or you have help there because he was just so subtle in his movements. But as soon as he makes that move, he could take it to the house. So you got to watch that as well. I can't wait to see that. I'm really excited to see this. This is the part of the team that I'm really excited to see versus the Big Ten. Like everybody talks about big, tough, rough Big Ten. Also, I'm really anxious to see how Big Ten teams handle this kind of dynamic, class of receivers here, Evan.
No, I do too. I mean, I think there's all kinds of routes you can throw to this receiving core. I think you could throw a fade to Jacoby Lane. You can run up the seam with Deuce Robinson. You could have him run a post up the middle. You can also, Zachariah Branch, you can do just about anything. So,
Yes.
if we're really so outclassed in the trenches, we're going to be able to get the ball out pretty quick to a guy like Zach Branch, even Kyron. Makai Lemon is another guy. I think you can throw screens to Makai Lemon like you can to Zach Branch. I think there's just so many ways that Riley can get these guys in space. I definitely do agree with what you said. I wanted to say about, keeping Zach Branch healthy throughout the full season, because realistically, if USC is at their best, honestly, Zachariah Branch is probably the best player. If USC has a perfect season, Zachariah Branch is going to be like a Heisman contender. Like, that's how good he is.
It's
And that's
tremendous.
how dominant this team can be if he's really at his best. Now, you don't want to put too much pressure on him, especially because he's only a sophomore. But, I do trust Lincoln Riley that he will keep him healthy. I thought he did a good job last year. I think he's been able to do, obviously you don't want to go load management in college football, but, and he
No.
knows how to do that, so he knows how to do it right.
Yeah, and I do think I think in the spring game I did like the ability of Xavier Jordan as well. He showed some of that. I think Jake Fair has some speed, so we'll see what they use and where that goes. But I think we'll see if I don't think Jaden Richardson. I think it's just more of a depth piece, and he's supposed to be. I think he's a guy who, if when they want to spell, Jacoby Lane, he can be that big receiver in this offense. So as far as that goes, didn't they get a commitment this week from a wide receiver? And I cannot remember who the receiver is
Yeah,
now.
they did. Yeah.
Oh, is it Tanu Kind?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Tanu Kind's commit out of Texas. Really, like I said, this is speed on steroids as far as all the guys who cover it well. So they're getting some pieces now. Juju was just on with Andrew and Adam Bretterman. Like, dude, I gotta give that dude credit. Like, he gets some primetime interviews for just doing it on his own. Like, I know he played college football, but he's talking Lincoln Riley, he's talking to Kellen DeBoer, he's talking to Dan Landing. Like, I'm like, dude, this kid is something else. Good for him. As far as that goes. But he is he interviewed Juju, and Juju was talking about, hey, like, Lincoln Riley is my guy. And Lincoln Riley is he said he wasn't even really about Cali like that, but this is an opportunity for him to work with some of the best quarterback guy in the country. So until that changes, like, I know, people, like, here's my thing about USC fans: stay off the boards, stay off all these other stuff, because, like, you're gonna drive yourself crazy with the Colorado fans that's saying that he's gonna leave. Like, think about it for a second. Like, if like the two schools who are talking about it are Auburn and Colorado. Like, it's not exactly Oregon and Alabama.
No, I agree. I think that, Juju, like you said, he kind of quieted a little bit of that noise to Adam Brenneman. And, like, you can, when Brenneman talked to Zach Branch, for instance, he kind of said the same thing. Like, well, he didn't. Zach Branch was also, like, kind of USC fan growing up. But, like, he did talk about, like, Lincoln Riley and just, being at SC, how important that is to a guy on the West Coast. And I understand Juju's obviously not from the West Coast, but he's a quarterback. Being in this offense is going to be really important to him. And, I'm not really. There wasn't really a lot to like about Colorado's team last year. I thought they certainly got better, but they still have a long way to go. Even Shador, as good as he is, he held the ball way too long in the pocket. He had, like, a pretty significant amount of negative rushing yards on the season, despite him being as mobile as he is. He's taken so many sacks.
He's not as mobile as people think he is. I think he's more of a pocket passer, which is fine. He can definitely move within the pocket and make some good throws. I don't know. I think a lot of scouts have already kind of said their piece on him, and they're saying that looking Geno Smithish. They're talking about him looking like Geno Smith. I don't know. It's a bad draft next year for quarterbacks next year, unless Cam Ward or company gets popping. So we'll see. But we'll see what happens. But they're 4-8 last year, man. And, like, this is, I'm telling you, what they're walking into is, like, that conference is an underrated conference. Like, that, the Big 12, that's a big, like, yes, lacking defense, stuff like that. But, like, if Cam Rising plays the whole season, then they're going to be tough. Like, Arizona's going to be tough. They have a really good dynamic quarterback and wide receiver core. So I do not think they're going to have a winning record this year. I really don't.
No, yeah. I mean, their schedule, I remember looking at their schedule a couple days ago, actually, just kind of see if, any of the noise is kind of worth, listening to. But there was a lot of tough matchups there. I'm not even sure if they'll make a bowl, as you kind of just said. I really don't think that system really pops off the page so much that Juju Lewis would want to go there and not USC. I do understand they're a little bit better. We don't know this for sure, but they appear to be a little bit better as far as NIL goes. But I do think that USC is, making the effort to be better on the NIL trail as far as the recruiting trail is concerned in high school. And
So, oh,
I
sorry, go
do
ahead,
think
go ahead.
it's too much to worry about there.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
sorry. I'm gonna cut you off. They did say so. Some of the guys who cover USC said that it's not for lack of money, it's execution.
Okay.
So that's where everybody's going after Dave McMannick, whatever his name is. I forgot the guy's name, but the guy who's the general manager.
Yeah.
It's college football talking about general managers, right? It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
but so we'll see if that lasts as far as that goes. Right now, they have for the 2025 class, they are 24th ranked overall and 24th ranked composite. I don't even. Sorry, Dave Emmerich is the general manager. So you would think that they would get somebody who can work with. I mean, Lincoln Riley. It's a new position, so like, would you even? I wonder if teams would start going NFL. I mean, college football teams will go as far as to get like a former GM from an NFL team and just say, can you do all this? Like, you know what I mean? Because it's an interesting position. It's fairly new because like NIL is ever changing. So
Let's throw some money at Brandon Sosna, bring him back.
it sounds, you know what it is. What Brandon Sosna is like some guys just like the schedule of the NFL. The NFL has has a unique it has a nice schedule. That's why I think, hopefully if Lincoln does have a absolute love for college football, I don't think Lincoln's going anywhere. I think Lincoln really loves college football. But I do think that like he did talk about the schedule of the NFL in an interview of maybe last year, where I think that is more conducive to having a family and just being able to just like, hey, guess what? The draft is over. All right, see ya. Good. I'm good for a little bit now. I can just go chill. Scouts can go home. Everybody can go home for a little bit. So we'll see how that goes. Anything else about SC here before we get? I think next time we talk, we'll probably we'll go with the defensive back room next time, so we can get some on that next time. But what are your thoughts about I know we're all ready to go. Do you have a PS5? Have you seen people play college football 25? Because people are going crazy for this game. But people are really excited. I mean, some key Trojans are not in the game though. Like, I was disappointed that I don't have it yet, but Jacoby Lane's not in the game and Woody Marks isn't in the game.
No, so I actually I decided that I'm not going to get the game yet because I don't want to get to the point where I'm just like straight addicted, which is what basically all these like a insane amount of people I see all over everywhere are.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I knew it was happening before the game even dropped. I knew people were going to get addicted. It was like they were getting addicted before the game even came out. To looking at
Yes.
reviews and just sitting there staring at YouTube, watching people play on the early releases and things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna just play Madden for now. When the new Madden comes out, I'm gonna just get Madden and then
Yeah.
NCAA. And that's when because I didn't want to get a PS5 until I absolutely needed one. And so I'm still gonna try to
Yes.
hold out. And then once Madden comes out, I'll just cop both at the same time along with the PS5. But I
Yeah.
don't want to get to the point where I'm taking PTO for this. I want to get to the point where I'm basically ignoring literally everything in the outside world for this.
PTO.
No, yeah, I don't want to get down that road. So I'm gonna chill out for now. But I will start playing that game, and I'm sure I'll love it.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, they have filler players, but I know one thing. One thing. I mean, once we get to the running backs, it'd be kind of cool too, because I know a lot of NFL scouts really do like Woody Marks, and that like makes me even more excited about his ability and what he could bring to USC. We'll see. We'll see what happens as far as that goes. But yes, listen, like, if you got a girl, man, like, I mean, if all y'all got a girl, I'm just saying, like, y'all need to just say hello, like, you know what I'm saying, like, put them to bed, and then maybe wake up early to play the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just, don't call out like 4 days in a row. Maybe a job either. Playing college football. 25. I'm still having. I'm trying to get through my season of the MLB The Show. So that's what I'm saying. It's the only way the Giants can win is if I play with them on MLB The Show. So you know how that goes. All right, Evan, take care, brother. We'll see you next time, and we'll get everything popping for you. Next time, let's see. Next time, we're gonna try it. I'm gonna try to do a live show on YouTube with us next time. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. Try something new for you folks. But all right, take care. Fight on.
Later, Dwayne. Fight on.
Yeah.